Hey guys, welcome back to Football by Rob. It's Rob here. Apologies for the delay. I've just been a bit under the weather lately, but I'm back to do a quick video where I discuss the possible Noni Madueke transfer to Arsenal, and I'll give you my 2 cents on it, the good and the bad. So you know the drill by now. I'm just going to cut to my laptop from the intro, and you'll see me in the corner, and we'll take it from there. Cheers. Right. So if you take a look at my screen here, Arsenal are close to a full agreement with Chelsea to sign Madueke. The deal is for 52 million pounds and a 5-year contract is in place, according to David Ornstein. This has also been backed up by Fabrizio, who said that it's 50 million with add ons. Now, they've mentioned it in pounds. If you compare that or if you convert it, it's close to 60 million. If you take a look at Noni Madueke's market value, it is 43 million euros. So I can't help but ask, why are Arsenal paying over the top? Almost 17 million over the top. Now, there are multiple reasons one could say. For once, he is young, he's 23, he is British, so there is an English tax. It goes both ways. It can be for the player being English, it can also be for the club who is buying him being English. It can also be down to the fact that Madueke has a contract that is running till 2030 at Chelsea. That's 5 years from now. And we appear to be basically buying that contract off because, again, according to Ornstein and everybody, we have offered him a 5-year contract. So we are basically just taking this contract on. Now, I, as an Arsenal fan, I just want to ask why. Because it doesn't make sense to me. Arsenal want to have a squad right now where they have 2 players to each position. If we take a look at our squad as it's currently built, we have Saka as the only right-wing option. There are 2 forwards here and 2 left-wing options. In midfield, we are stacked. We can say we have 2 for each. In defense, we are stacked as well. And goalkeeping is fine. It's just the forward line that feels a bit thin, you know. So I can get where they're coming from. What I don't get is paying 52 million for a backup, or paying 52 million for somebody who is not going to be your primary starter. I would much rather we have a situation where Ethan is playing as the backup. Because, again, if reports are to be believed, we appear to be in a standoff with him over a new contract. He wants guaranteed minutes. We have already signed midfielders. I don't know if we are going to sign somebody like a Eze or not. We're going to come to that. But in a hypothetical world where Eze comes in, that is going to be another person who is going to play. Even if he starts out in the wing, he is somebody who drifts in. So he is going to occupy the spaces in the middle of the park, spaces that Ethan Nwaneri wants to be a part of. So what happens to that? Noni Madueke right now is valued at 43 million euro at 23. If we take a look at his stats for the last 2 seasons, he has 11 goals and 4 assists across all competitions in 41 games. He has 34 matches in the previous season and just 8 goals and 3 assists. Does that scream 52 million to you? It doesn't to me personally. And also now, if I compare with other players who are on the market right now, who are available for negotiations, for discussions, it doesn't make sense. Just doesn't, in all honesty. Ethan right now is valued at 53 million euros, and we might end up losing him because we are trying to get new people into the team, and in that process alienating our youth academies prospect. Eze is valued at 58 million right now. So I have done a comparison between Eze and Madueke right now. This is from last season. Now, yes, Madueke is younger, slightly taller, and relatively cheaper in this case. But if you see what his market value is, 58 million euro, we are appear to be paying 60 million for Madueke already. Eze also has a shorter contract. If you go here, Eze's contract is only valid for 2 more years. So this is the ideal time to be negotiating with a player like this, because this is when you know that the club is either going to sell or he is going to end up leaving on a free. Instead, no, we are going for somebody who has 5 years on his contract. And let's be honest, uh, Madueke hasn't really done anything to justify that sort of a price at this point in time. So I really don't know what this is about, what they are thinking when they are planning this out, and it does not make sense to me. If you look at the comparison that I mentioned, this is their heat maps for the last season. So Madueke is somebody who is very direct. He loves going on the wing. But I'll be honest, I haven't watched all of Chelsea's games last season. The ones I have watched and the ones where I have seen Madueke playing, I think his decision making is a bit suspect at times. He does not make the right decision. The game requires him to make a certain decision, but he will not make that. He will try to make the decision that he feels is best for himself. And that, I think, is not going to be conducive to our plans and to the way that we want to play. So that is what scares me. Now, like I've mentioned in the past as well, there are no bad assets, just bad prices. If we are getting a Madueke for under 20, 30 million, it makes sense. Even 32, 35, pushing whatever Chelsea paid so that they can break even makes sense. 52 million pounds, 60 million euros, no, absolutely no. It's just stupid business. I'm just, it's just infuriating at times to see Arsenal do this type of stuff. Firstly, I don't understand, even if we need a right winger, which I will say, yes, we do, why do we have to go to Chelsea? Is there no other team or club in the world? Is our scouting really that poor that we have to go via Chelsea each year? We have apparently signed a player from Chelsea for the last 5 to 6 seasons. Every single season we have signed somebody. In each of Mikel Arteta's seasons, we have signed somebody from Chelsea. Good, bad, or ugly. Why are we doing this? It's enraging at times. It's honestly enraging. I wouldn't want to go and buy a player of Tottenham and help them make money off us. I would never want to do that. Unless I'm picking their best, I'm cherry picking their best player or something like that. You want to do that, you have to do that for a player that they will deem untouchable, and you do that. That makes sense. But why are we going for players that their fans are happy to see us buy? It's just dumb, in my opinion. If we, again, sorry, I just went into a rant in the middle, but if we go back, I've been comparing him to similar players who are all in the Premier League, and we just want to see how they compare, right? So this is Madueke against Anthony Elanga. He is apparently very close to a 55 million pound move to Newcastle. They have Anthony Gordon as well already over there. And then you have Brian Mbeumo here, who is very close to a Man United move apparently, if reports are to be believed. So they're all within the same age bracket, if you see, 23 to 25. Anthony Gordon, again, he is not on sale, or he's not for sale rather, but I'm just showing you the sort of players that are available and what we are going for. This is their heat map for the season. So you can see clearly Mbeumo is killing it. If you look at minutes, Mbeumo has the most minutes. He's played every single game for Brentford this season and averages 90 minutes per game. In comparison, this is Madueke's stats right here. If you go to goals, 20 goals. Assists, 7 assists. That's not it. What is it is the expected assists. Right there. Madueke's expected assists is 3.15. Mbeumo's expected assists is 9.26. Now I get it. Some people are going to say, but this could be down to the striker also finishing or not. passes might have gone to a player who wasn't that good at finishing. Again, I haven't delved into each of these stats. But what this does tell me from the top is that Mbuemo's decision making on the football field is much better. Much better. 20 goals. You look at his expected goals as well, 12.26. So he is overperforming his expected goals by 8. Almost, yeah, 8 plus. Madueke's expected goals are 9.64. So he's close or thereabout to what he's expected to produce. If you look at shots per game as well, there or thereabout. Shots on target, close enough. I mean, it doesn't make sense. And in a world where Mbuemo might go for 55 million, why are we paying this much for Noni Madueke? You can see the difference. I'm not making it up. Why are we paying so much? This needs to be answered. And if this signing does go through, the club owes the fans an explanation. I know there are a lot of fans who have already started signing petitions and saying that we don't want him at the club, and some of them are directing hate at him personally in his DMs and on Twitter and so on and so forth. I think that is despicable. I don't condone any of that. But at the same time, I, as an Arsenal fan, I am not thrilled about this move at all. I don't understand why we are doing this. This makes sense at 30 million when we have done all our other business. All our other business is done. You want to get some additional depth in? This makes sense. We still haven't got our striker in through the door. We don't know who the backup to Saliba is going to be. We don't know if Kivior is leaving or not. We don't know if Zinchenko is leaving or not, and how we are going to address that hole in the backline. Tomiyasu's left as well. So we are already going to be short in multiple positions in the backline. So it doesn't make sense that we are going to pay this sort of money for a player like this. I have another comparison as well. It wasn't just enough to do one. I'm comparing here to Kudus. He's just signed for Tottenham recently. Again, similar price, similar age. I think he signed for 55 million euro or 55 million pound. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to just confirm and check. And then you have Trossard and Martinelli. These are the two Arsenal wingers that I will compare him to. I'm not going to compare him to Saka because as a talent, Saka is just too far ahead and it won't be a fair comparison, in my opinion. So if we look here, again, all three more minutes than him. If you look at output, again, maybe Kudus doesn't have as much output. Stats wise also, again, this hasn't been great, but both the Arsenal players have outperformed him. Any signing that we get right now, at this point in time, needs to be the signing that can be considered an upgrade on our existing team. It cannot, and I repeat, it cannot be just get another man in, get another body in type of signing. You do that at the end. Get Gyökeres in first, then we talk about all this riffraff. But no, I don't understand why they are doing this. Look at big chances missed as well. He's missed 14 big chances in comparison, all the others, way fewer. If you look at expected assists, both the Arsenal players have more expected assists than him. So this is just, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Yes, I get he's direct. Okay, maybe people are going to say Arsenal had become very passive last season, and that was to our detriment. And we weren't able to take games by the scruff of its neck as much as we should have or needed to, especially when Liverpool were just running away with the title. But just having somebody who wants to drive and who wants to take a player on is not enough if that same player cannot give you the end output, right? Just having a player who wants to take the game on and take the player on and make a forward run and keep trying to press, that's not enough if that player cannot give you the final output. And that is what I'm worried about personally. Now, when I want to also discuss about the really bad type of business that we are doing. So this is Kvaratskhelia. I'm a huge fan of him. And also, sidebar, I'm planning to do a video about how he has just shown Mbappe that, being a diva is not going to work in modern football anymore. But yeah, coming back to him. PSG signed him 6 months ago. Again, same age profile, similar, 23, 24. Want to know how much they signed him for? 70 million. 70 million euro. And we are about to pay damn near 60 million for Noni Madueke. Doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. I would much rather have us spend 70 or 60 million for somebody like Eze. But no. We are just out to be Chelsea's Mother Teresa. We just want to be the good Samaritans for them. I don't understand why. Even in a world where we need players, I don't see why we should keep helping our direct rivals when we know they could be in a financial hole if they don't get their spending right. I saw a tweet the other day. If this goes through, we will have essentially funded Moises Caicedo's transfer to Chelsea with our spending on Kai Havertz and Noni Madueke. That right there is a punishable offense, sackable offense, crime against football. And to top it off, these buggers just might luck themselves into a World Cup win as well. I don't see it happening. PSG just look too formidable at this point in time. But it's a final, you never know. I remember watching that Champions League final with them and Bayern, and nobody gave them a chance, Nobody even gave them a glimmer of a hope. And, the rest is history. Anyways, I think this has gone on way too long. What do you guys think? Are Arsenal making the right call with signing Noni Madueke for 60 million euro? I personally think it's not a good deal. But again, I would have no issues in being proven wrong. If this person can come to the club and perform and excel, I'll be the first to take my licks. I have no issues with him if that happens. But as things stand right now, this is a very sus move, man. I am not confident about this at all. And I'm worried, in fact. This is not the kind of player who will take us from second to first, in my opinion. Or Rodrigo maybe, Eze maybe, not this guy. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like my content, subscribe, like the video, share it with anybody who you think might enjoy it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers. Peace.